11 years without a major, 4 back surgeries, a public fall that turned a global icon into a punchline. If this story ended there, it would be tidy, but golf rarely honors tidy. On a humid Sunday in April 2019, Tiger Woods walked onto Augusta National not as the longest hitter, not as the youngest phenom, not as the inevitable closer from the 2000s, but as a 43-year-old tactician with a fused spine and a plan that did not require perfection, only discipline. The fade didn't happen in one moment. It bled out slowly after 2008, the broken knee, the tabloid explosion in late 2009, the swing rebuilds, the starts and stops, the cortisone, the withdrawals, the mornings he could barely tie his shoes, the ranking that slid beyond the top 500. The 2017 spinal fusion drew a hard line. Either he would move without pain again, or the curtain would fall. It didn't fall. It creaked, then lifted. By early 2018, the signal returned. Tampa felt loud, Carnoustie was real, and the Tour Championship closed with a sea of people following him up the fairway as if the last decade had been a bad dream. He could string 4 rounds together again. But a major is different. Augusta is different. Those greens hold grudges. Those slopes remember. He arrived with a new math. Old Tiger could bludgeon angles into submission. Comeback. Tiger would make the angles work for him. He didn't need to be first in clubhead speed. He needed the right leave, the right tier, the right miss. Augusta rewards the player who knows where the next shot wants to be played from, not the one chasing the last highlight. So he aimed for big sides of greens, favored uphill looks, and banked on patience to punish greed. Par, used correctly, is pressure. Sunday began tight and got tighter. The leaderboard stacked names like a traffic jam. On TV, the roars came in layers. One behind him, one ahead, one from somewhere across the property where a flagstick had just wobbled. That theater seduces contenders into thinking they must answer immediately. Tiger didn't answer noise. He answered numbers, yardage, wind, start line, commit, walk. Then came 12, Golden Bell, the innocuous yardage that devours rounds. The wind at Augusta National doesn't announce itself. It whispers in one direction at the trees and blows in another at the flag. The adrenaline adds 5 phantom yards. The water waits like a sentence. Aim at the flag, and you're wet. Aim for the middle, and you're boring and alive. He took center green, routine paragraph. Around him, balls splashed into Ray's Creek and scorecards unraveled. He didn't gain a stroke on the hole. He gained the tournament in the math. Question for you, watching at home. When nerves spike on your par 3, do you aim at the sucker pin or the fat side that gives you 2 putts and a breath? On 13, he treated a reachable par 5 like a boardroom decision. Tee shot into the correct corridor. Check lie and angle. Check wind against the tops of the pines, not the flag. His go criteria had been written before he teed off. If the numbers matched, fair enough. If not, wedge to a safe shelf and trust a putt that breaks the right way. He would not trade low stress for a single swing at a big number. Birdie built by structure, not swagger. 15 hummed with temptation. The green lures you with a gentle front and guards itself with water. Under Sunday adrenaline, a 4-iron becomes a 3-iron, and a career becomes a cautionary tale. He made the same calculation. Lie, yardage, spin window, landing zone. Birdie without drama. The field around him surged and sank. He kept marching in place, which at Augusta on Sunday is the same as moving forward. Then 16. The Sunday pin on the right is a trick if you treat it like a target. It's a funnel if you treat it like a slope. He landed the ball on the spine, let gravity do the broadcast, and watched the gallery rise in waves as the ball broke downhill toward the cup. That wasn't magic. That was geography memorized over decades and executed with a heart rate that refused to accelerate. What you saw after that was a man who had learned to win with a narrower palate. The walk never sped up. The breath count never changed. He didn't switch clubs at the last second or stare down his yardage book as if volume could change a number. Pressure feeds on novelty. He gave it none. 17 and 18 became 2-putt golf. Big target, safe miss, no ego lines. The camera caught small details, the set of his jaw, the glance to the leaderboard, the hand on the putter that sat steady even when the property vibrated. He tapped in, and the fist pump at 18 was smaller than 1997, but heavier. At the edge of the green, he hugged his son where his father once hugged him. The loop didn't close like a sentence. It closed like a story that had been edited for clarity. So what actually won? Not the longest drives, not a heater with the putter. 3 levers, pulled on repeat. First, leave quality, on glassy, crowned greens. Uphill beats proximity. 15 feet up grain is better than 8 feet downhill. Second, par 5 exploitation without bloodletting. Use your power to create predictable birdies, not hero carries that flirt with 8s. Third, routine stability. Decisions made before address, breath and pace identical, no mid-swing fixes trying to rescue bad math. Those levers don't require 190-mile-per-hour ball speed. They require honesty about your game and a refusal to negotiate with adrenaline. The comeback didn't erase the past, it reframed it. The surgeries didn't grant superpowers, they granted the possibility of repetition. A fused spine limits certain moves, but it also forces economy, fewer balls on the range, more intention in each session, a schedule that values recovery over trophy hunts. He no longer had the aura that once terrified Fields, 14 for 14 with a 54-hole lead. He replaced inevitability with its blueprint, low variance choices that force others to beat you rather than inviting the course to beat you. Zoom back to the man. This wasn't a story about redemption as a press release. It was about a craftsman who had to rebuild his tool set and his tolerance for boredom. It is thrilling on TV to watch a 5-iron fly at a tucked flag and stop like it hit Velcro. It is harder and therefore rarer to watch a player ignore the broadcast angle and feed a slope that gives him 2 putts from 12 feet. Augusta pays the boring man who knows when to be boring. Listen to the crowd at the end. It wasn't just noise for a victory, it was relief that the last decade hadn't been a long fade to black. For golf, it mattered that the sport's most watched figure could still author something new, not a tribute act to himself. For the players who had risen in his absence, it mattered that you could beat him straight up for years and still feel the ground move when he won again. And for him, it mattered that the hug went in the other direction this time, father to son, not son to father. For all the talk about destiny, this version of Tiger looked less like fate and more like a system that finally matched a body. What do you steal for your own game? Write a 2-line par 5 policy before you play. If angle is X and wind is Y, I lay up to Z, otherwise I go, only if the leave is below the hole. Track leaves for a month. After each round, forget how many putts you took, note how many were uphill and inside a comfortable speed. When your pulse spikes, aim for the big side of the green and accept the boo from your ego. You will hear a louder cheer on 18. Here's where I want your take. Which hole have you saved by aiming center when everything in you wanted the flag? Tell the story and the lesson. And choose your season. Would you rather post one reckless 65 that people talk about for a year, or 4 planned 70s that nobody mentions but that win more often? Type 65 or 70 times 4 and why. Your answers shape the follow-up, where we map a copy and paste routine for pressure days. By the time the jacket slid over his shoulders, the narrative had already shifted. This wasn't the return of the invincible. It was the arrival of a new champion in the same skin. A player who understood that decision discipline can be as intimidating as power. He didn't out-hit Augusta, he outthought it. He didn't conquer his body. He learned its limits and built roots around them. The number on his career total climbed by 1. The number of people who understood that greatness can change shape climbed by millions. If you want more breakdowns that treat legends as systems, not myths, subscribe now. In the pinned comment, grab the Sunday Decisions checklist, the 5 choices that turn 12, 15, and 16 into a script you can copy with your swing. Par is pressure. Let the others force it.